So, about 3 months ago, I did my very first photo shoot for a young lady who wanted to model bikinis. Long story short, her manager was in Florida and told me that she was going to be in town and wanted to sort of beef up her portfolio. And I took it upon myself to say yes. We had an amazing session on the beach here in Puerto Rico. And you know how sometimes when you're pressing that shutter button, the camera presses right back? Well, it was right then and where I realized that I could see myself doing it for a very long time. And as a result, I've been actually working on a secret project for the last, I want to say 3 months as well, figuring out ways that I could get into boudoir photography. What is this doing in the fridge? So as a result, I've gotten my hands on the domain memoirboudoir.com. I'm going to go ahead and link it right here so that you can check it out for yourself. Been working at it hard for a couple of months now, and everything is finalized from the about me all the way to the contact form. So your opinion would be greatly appreciated. So you got to ask yourself, why boudoir photography? Well, number one, I've always appreciated women. They're easy to talk to and they follow instructions, which is why I think that boudoir photography is definitely up my alley. Coming from a wedding environment, I think I can cater to women a little bit easier. And I've always been enamored with dark and moody kind of photography, which is typically what you see from boudoir photography, at least the kind that I'm used to seeing online and on Instagram and so on and so forth. So boudoir photography just made sense for me. You know what I'm saying? Cereal time. So here's where I'm at. I'm going to start using hotels as my backdrop because I obviously don't have a studio just yet. I'm looking for it, but I just don't have it. So I figured that boutique hotels specifically absolutely are the best option for boudoir photography when you yourself don't have a private space that you can rely on. Now, I could go the route of like a Marriott or a high-end hotel, but they don't really have or provide the backdrop that I would need for boudoir photography. I think that boudoir photography is a little bit more on the cozy, intimate side. The general aesthetic is a little bit darker, like walls are darker, they have moldings and so on and so forth. So I think that contacting boutique hotels specifically would actually accentuate this type of photography. Okay, so the question is, what kind of boudoir photography am I gravitating towards? Well, right off the bat, I can think of lingerie boudoir because I don't necessarily need to see anyone naked, but at the same time, I do have a bit of room to work with, if you will. I'm also into faceless boudoir, which is the kind of boudoir photography that you do when the identity remains anonymous. You have also full nude boudoir as well as even erotic boudoir, but I'm definitely not leading in that direction. I don't think that I want to be synonymous with anything remotely resembling OnlyFans content. So I think I'm going to stick to faceless and maybe a lot of lingerie boudoir. So having said all of that, I think that the bigger question right now is how exactly is a wedding photographer who has no experience doing boudoir going to market himself as a boudoir photographer in a space where a lot of people are very conservative? Well, fact of the matter is I started blogging about it, obviously. I'm going to start doing specific, very strategic target marketing towards women, obviously, in my neck of the woods between, I want to say, 25 to maybe 45 years of age, which is pretty much a sweet spot for people that are trying to get into this kind of photography, at least from a client standpoint. So I do have a concern, and that is the fact that I'm obviously a dude, and that means that a lot of women are going to be inherently skeptical to join forces with a male photographer. And as a result, I've thought about it and I've hired a hair and makeup artist to not only help me with the preparation, but also to stay behind and make sure that women feel identified with another woman inside the room or the hotel in which we're working. And that way we can obviously provide a safe space and be professional about it. So it's very important that if you're going to get into boudoir photography as a man, you make sure that you make all women feel very safe and secure. Anyway, I wanted to share the news and break it to you guys because you've been of the utmost support, and I can't thank you enough for that. So this is a project I've been working on quietly behind the scenes and the shadows, if you will, for the past couple of months, and I felt as though it was time to let you in on it. I have secured a handle. It's called the Boudoir Memoirs. I'll link it right here. Eventually, I will be sharing a lot of the pictures that I am able to obviously share because of contractual obligations or clauses I may have in my contract. So if you want to check it out, that's definitely the place to go. Would love your support there as well. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.